Before we continue, we'd love for you to subscribe to the Dip Dive podcast channel. Your support helps us grow and create even better content just for you. Thanks for being part of our journey.
All right, everyone, let's be real for a sec. You know those videos online? The DIY haircutting ones?
Oh, yeah.
We've all seen them. And hey, maybe some of us have even tried them out with, well, mixed results.
Right. Sometimes it works and sometimes.
It's a total disaster. So today, we're going deep. A deep dive into the world of DIY hairstyling fails. Think of it as a cautionary tale with a whole lot of laughs along the way.
It's funny, when you look at these stories, it really shows you just how much science and skill goes into getting a haircut or changing your hair color. There's a reason why stylists go to school for this.
Yeah, for real. I mean, I've definitely learned the hard way. Okay, so first up on our list of hair-raising mishaps, bangs gone wrong, we've got this story about someone trying to do curtain bangs. Those are super trendy right now.
Yeah.
Well, this person ended up with basically no bangs left at all. They started trimming, things got a little uneven, and then they fell into that trap of just keep cutting, just keep cutting.
It happens to the best of us. Bangs are so tricky. I mean, they completely change your face, but they can also highlight any little asymmetry.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's not just about cutting them straight.
No way. A professional stylist looks at your face shape, how your hair naturally falls, and like a million other things. They're basically creating a whole composition.
Wow. I never thought of it that way. It's like you think you're just snipping a few strands, but there's a whole art to it.
Absolutely. It's definitely more than just grabbing a pair of scissors.
Okay, moving on to another hair-raising category. Box dye chaos. Who hasn't been tempted by that perfect shade on the box?
No, yeah. That picture on the box, it can be so deceiving.
Because the reality is often a totally different story. We've got some wild examples here, like someone trying to go brunette and ending up with swamp green hair. And then there's the tale of someone wanting to go blonde, and they ended up neon yellow.
Oh, no.
I know, right? And apparently their hair even glowed under a black light.
It's like a chemistry experiment gone wrong. So think about this. Your natural hair color is kind of like a canvas, right?
Okay.
And it already has these underlying pigments that will totally affect how the dye turns out. Some people have warmer tones, some have cooler tones. It all makes a difference.
Right, so some hair has more red in it naturally, or more gold or ash.
Exactly. And then you've got the developer, which is like the strength of the dye. A stronger developer lifts more color. A weaker one deposits more.
Gotcha.
And box dyes usually have a one-size-fits-all developer. It might not be the right one for your hair, and then bam, disaster strikes.
So it's kind of like trying to paint a masterpiece with those big house painting brushes.
Pretty much. And in that green hair story, it sounds like the box dye didn't take those underlying pigments into account at all, and the developer was probably way too strong. And for the neon yellow, well, you got to be careful when you're going for a drastic color change.
Right. Which brings us to our last category of DIY disasters. And this one's basically an internet rabbit hole of bad ideas. TikTok trends gone wild.
Oh, TikTok. Don't get me wrong, there are some great tips and tricks on there, but some of those trends? Yikes.
Yeah, seriously. So we found this one where people were using bleach and toothpaste to lighten their hair.
What?
I know, it sounds crazy, right? And it ended badly. Not only did this person fry their hair, but they also got chemical burns on their scalp.
Ouch.
And then, on the slightly less dangerous side, there's the heatless curls with socks trend. Where you wrap your hair around socks to get those beachy waves.
Right.
Well, this person ended up looking a little poodle than Beach Babe.
The thing is, most household products just aren't meant to go on your hair. They haven't been tested. And they can have ingredients that will completely mess up your hair and scalp. And like with that bleach and toothpaste thing.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Exactly. Bleach is already so harsh. And some toothpastes have ingredients that could make it even worse.
So you're basically doubling down on the damage. And for the sock curls, I'm guessing that's less about harsh chemicals and more about technique.
Yeah, I mean, doing those heatless styles the wrong way can actually cause breakage. You have to be careful, especially if your hair is already dry or damaged. And heat protectant is your best friend if you are going to use heat. It basically creates a barrier between your hair and the hot tool.
Right, so you're protecting your hair from the heat. Okay, so after hearing all these hair-raising tales, what's the one big takeaway you'd want our listeners to remember?
It's really about treating your hair with respect. It sounds cheesy, but your hair is delicate, and it deserves to be treated well. So, do your research, be gentle, and maybe, just maybe, leave the super complicated stuff to the pros.
I love that. respect your hair. And hey, if you've ever had a DIY hair fail, we've all been there. Share your story with us. We'd love to hear it. Maybe we'll even feature it in a future deep dive. Until then, happy hairstyling, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Stay safe out there.
And try not to burn your hair off.
Exactly. See you next time.
Bye.